of understanding, deciphering information, but we are not, it's not that they who have a slow speed are stupid. They're not. It's just in that particular area, yeah, they might be slow at getting the information. But then in the same class, you have kids that are so fast. In that class, they have to get an average learning speed.
Yes.
For all 30 kids. So if it happens that your kid is fast, your kid has to be reduced to the understanding speed of the ones that are slightly slower or slow at getting the information.
And the danger of that is your child will get bored, and then they fidget
Now you
a
get
lot,
it.
and then people start to say your child doesn't concentrate,
Now you
or
get
they're
it.
overactive, or
That's exactly what I realized was happening to my son. He used to get things quickly, and then you see a child does not register that he is bored, or they just switch their attention because and their classes are full of colors, they're full of, so he will just switch. He will definitely switch. So we and you see now this curriculum allows the child to study at their speed. So if your child is fast, they can cover 2 classes in 1
finish
year.
that, and then they're free to do other things.
Yeah, but so I decided to do the experiment for 1 year. It worked, and we went on with it.
Back to what you said. Does that mean you were a rebel in school? Because you said sometimes.
You see, that's the same thing. It cuts across. Yeah. The system we grew into, yeah, was boarding school system. Yeah. If you have a school of 1,000 children, be sure that you're going to have about 15 who get bored very quickly, who have more wilder imaginations. It's not that they are badly mannered. They look at other options.
So
They
you
will
feel
wa-
that you were misunderstood a lot for you personally?
According to the system
According
and
to
how
the
it was laid,
Out then.
yeah, I was following this side of the law. Yeah. According to what I think a better system would understand children like that and create ways to accommodate them. That's why I fancied schools like Namasagali. Yeah.
Because you already said that you knew you wanted to be on stage.
I actually wanted to go to Namasagali, but my mom was like, Richard, I'm in Masaka. You want to go to Kamuli? Eh? Almost 600 kilometers away from me. How do I monitor you? My mother insisted. My dad wanted me to go to Namasagali. My mother was like, no. Ogwomwana mutaha chitovu, where I can even just walk and monitor him. And here I am. You're standing here in Chitovu on a Saturday. There's no class, and you're on Chitovu Hill, and you can see Masaka City in the valley, and you can even see the flat at which your mother is sleeping, eating her fried food, and me, I'm taking boiled beans. I remember the first time I escaped from school, my dad looked at me and he looked at the sandals and was sure, yo, this guy did not come in a taxi. Richard watoroka, like, yeah, atoroka.
I find that interesting. Most people escape from school to go God knows where. You went home.
Started in my primary, yeah, but actually, I went home. It was awkward. Didn't have money. I didn't have anything. And it was a Saturday, free Saturday. It was actually, if I remember that day vividly, it was a day when they were doing LC elections, and our school was the polling station.
Oh.
So I looked at all these foreigners in our school. So I figured all the teachers are focused on
them.
the civic activity. So I said, you know what? I just had to look for one chap who thought the same as I.
And you went.
And we went.
You came back the next day, or you came back like later?
No, the same day.
Because that's a danger, right? If you stay out.
It was a tricky position because we had to walk to town. I was in a school called Wala Primary School. It was a Muslim foundation school, so you know how strict those ones can be. But I'm a Protestant, so there was a bit, when they're busy, you can sneak out, But that was the very first time. I went with a Muslim boy called Arafat. He taught me that, it is a world of possibilities. While the rules say this, you must ask questions. What if I do this? What are they? What is the worst case scenario? It was a hard day. I can't forget that day. Masaka was built by Indians. It is funny. So when we were sneaking through the city, you know, guys used to sit in the back streets behind, I mean, like between buildings and play Ludo. And there's a teacher of ours who always played somewhere in the city. And that is the route where we had to pass. And there was no going back. We had to use here. So this is a building. This is another building. Mr. Kaganda is playing chess, I mean Ludo here. And we have to cross.
Okay.
And we have to cross. So we peeped, he was there. Figured out, you know what? When it is his turn to shake the dice, he can't shake the dice while looking the other side. So, if Mr. Kaganda shakes the dice, we cross. Guy shakes the dice, I cross. So I'm this side, Arafat is still here. I go, Arafat, that was our time, cross. Arafat is like, no, you will see me. I said, no, wait for the guy to shake the dice again. He shakes the dice, it is his turn again, he's shaking the dice. Arafat crosses. Arafat had a bunch of keys. Up to now, I don't know why Arafat had a bunch of keys in primary school.
In primary?
Yeah, and you know those key holders on our, you know, so it made noise. Wara, wara, wara. Mr. Kaganda. So Arafat, I was like, okay, now.
Was that the end of that story?
Yeah, he was like, Arafat. I was like, no, we are not going back. So we took off. Home. No, we took. I don't know which part Arafat took.
So you went.
All I know is I took the direction that was going home. Long story cut short, we went back to school. It was prayer time. They were doing the last prayer, the Muslims, and they were facing the Kaaba. And the Kaaba was the direction, or is still the direction, where I had to pass. So the whole school is doing their last prayer, and I have to sneak and enter the school.
Okay.
And they're facing the route I have to pass, so I had to wait for them to, you know, they go levels.
It was all about timing.
It was too much of timing. I wish I still had the courage we had when we were young. Because I remember those things and I'm like, okay, what happened to us?
We grew up.
I think so. You know, these limitations are in our minds.
Yes, and that's also part of the tricky thing, holding on to that child in you. Those are some of the things.
Yeah, and I think we should keep that childlike courage. Those are the things I've been reflecting on all this lockdown. Yes. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I do this, people will judge me. People will think, oh, this guy is crazy. But I mean, today's crazy might be tomorrow's normal. So crazy it is. And people are about to see more craziness.
When you think about it, if you look at history, that is kind of the case. The people who decided to do things differently, and everyone else was like, now look at this one. I mean, that eventually becomes the norm.
Exactly. I mean, even the business we are doing today, that is how we started. We started with short stories at TLC, a bar, here on George Street. People are like, guys who are practicing theater, as it was then, you know, long 3-hour pieces. Were like, these guys don't know what they're doing. They're just going to frustrate themselves. They should do theaters, you know. But we kept on, you know, under the leadership of Philip Luswata. Today, I don't think Philip Luswata has gotten the credit he deserves. Sometimes I see your Jaja giving out medals on Heroes Day to guys in different sectors, and I've seen him give out medals in the entertainment and cultural sector. Philip Luswata deserves a medal. Why?
He's influenced so many people.
So many people, and if he was not that brave to start a weekly comedy show in the city center, where the prospects were uncertain, he just gathered a few guys from the MDD department, and a few of us from the diploma course and others from the BA course, and handpicked talents and started something. We didn't know which direction it was going to take, but he was hopeful. He shaped the direction. And along the way, we figured out a formula. and it's just getting better. In my feeling, what I see, if I study the audience and the trends, most people think the big breakthrough came, but the real big breakthrough is just about to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, big breakthrough on all fronts. Because the real breakthrough that people are celebrating, for me, in my sense, is the fact that the form of art, comedy, is the sketch comedy and stand-up comedy, has now gotten the appreciation it deserves in our society. But the audience had to grow slowly in the appreciation of this form of art, because they had been seeing things differently, and our TVs and the TV is the most consumed media.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
There was nothing like that on TV. There was no sketch comedy, there was no stand-up comedy. When we braved and pushed and pushed and pushed, NTV put the show on TV in 2007, 2008, 9, big breakthrough, stand-up comedy started. We influenced...
Previously on Crystal One-on-One.
But even going into Miss Uganda, I think it was very intentional for you.
No, actually.
No?
No.
Your father being in politics,
Yeah.
has it had any bearing on you wanting to run for president?
Surprisingly, I grew up not liking politics at all. And I believe I'd make a good leader, because a good leader is made up of integrity, heart for the people that you're leading,
singular, individual talents, like the ones you see now grow big. DSTV made the stand-up comedy competition that mothered the Salvadors, Alex, Omaras, and man, the thing is just growing, and you cannot imagine how much great talent is still underground.
Yes, yes.
So for me, now it has gotten to a point where now the appreciation is there, the demand is there. Now the financial breakthrough,
Is what needs to happen next.
and it is going to happen.
Okay. But now we're living in times where a lot of things are happening in the digital space as well. And I think that's what you're talking about, like even lockdown, identifying. And
Yeah. Before lockdown, Fan Factory, the entity to which I belong to, we already were in the process of creating our own platform, a mini Netflix of sorts, but strictly comedy. On Holy Thursday, we were going to do our VIP show. We usually do a show called 5 Star Madness towards the end of the year. In 2019, we did it in November. It was a full house at Serena. So on Holy Thursday, we were doing another one, because this year we had decided to do 2 in celebration of our 10 years.
Okay.
Honoring our 10 years of Fan Factory, because we became Fan Factory in 2010. So we're going to launch our platform, and then COVID came. We had big plans. We had made big 10 years. We had big plans. We were launching them. Then there was a small microorganism that also had big plans. Bigger plans than us. We were not ready. So we decided, okay, you know what? Let's wait. So all the content you've seen us throw out there was to test the waters. Surprisingly, we have a Facebook page where we used to put, videos.
Yeah, a lot of it.
And you'd find a video with about 200,000 views, short videos. During lockdown, all the videos we put, actually on the very first night of lockdown, we outed a video that we just shot, I'm one of those people that don't underestimate the power of randomness. When Museveni announced that we are starting lockdown,
Yes.
we were at the National Theatre. We created something quickly. I called Amos and talked to him about what life is going to be in the next few weeks, and how your bar is going to be, your house is going to be, the church, the bar, the shrine, everything. Yeah. In one night, the video had 500,000 views. So all the videos that came after that had more than 500,000 views. And then there are people like Dixon Zizinga. Yeah. He puts up something, some people are just gifted beyond human imagination. And it's, 600,000 views, 700,000 views. We were like, okay, the time is now. I think we can launch our platform. I think people are ready. And lockdown has taught people to consume art online.
Yes, yes.
So very soon we are going to launch. We are starting with pre-recorded content. And I'm going to charge people. Yeah.
Nice.
Very katono. We're not going to charge exorbitantly. Yeah. Small fee. They watch, enjoy, and we see where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. Our dream is to create a big platform for us and the talents that are coming after us. Because we don't want to just make it Fun Factory. We want to bring on other, talents.
What was your breakthrough?
Personally?
Yeah. Is there anything you recognize as a breakthrough for you?
Like I told you, for me, I was scattered. I as a performer, I was really scattered.
Okay.
Because in 2003-4, I had a dancing group with my friends. VIP was the thing in this city. At that time, it was VIP and his obsessions. Then we finished campus. Then I realized, okay, well, you cannot dance your way to the future that you desire. And you see, you can tell, you can look at a particular form of art and in the time it is living and you realize how things might be. So I did my first love, being on stage, performing, bringing characters to life. I enjoyed it. Now, as an artist, being on stage, acting, comedy, short sketches, even when the audience was small, because the first audience was a man, his wife, his 2 children, and their driver.
Okay.
The owner of... former owner of TLC, defunct TLC.
Okay.
For me, that was a breakthrough. Artistically, it was a breakthrough. Now, claim to fame, the breakthrough that puts you out there, and they're like, oh, this guy is a good talent. It was a TV series called Hand in Hand. Hand in Hand used to air on WBS on the weekend. It was big. It was I used to act. I was acting a 19-year-old guy. I enjoyed the character. I gave it my best. Up to today, I look at it and I'm like, I gave this one my best. I gave it my all, and it was the real breakthrough. When I did Hand in Hand, I was like, yeah, I didn't make a mistake. I am where I'm supposed to be.
That's nice.
The challenge with the artists in Uganda, we tend to look at the breakthrough from the financial front, not from the point of fulfillment as an artist.
That's what I'm talking about. When you know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That where you're doing it and money comes secondary, fulfillment is primary. Yeah. Yeah, until you start a family and money is primary.
Speaking of Hand in Hand, you were acting with Nancy.
Kalembe.
I just interviewed her last week.
Hey!
Yes.
We should have been on the same interview.
She wants to stand for president.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I was surprised. Huh?
You're not surprised?
I was not surprised.
Okay.
Yeah. By Nancy taking that big shot. She has always been a big dreamer. Yeah. She has always been a big dreamer. Like her dreams, even at that level when we were still after Hand in Hand, like a year or two after Hand in Hand, her dreams were not in our Ugandan boundaries here. Yeah, though what I'm surprised about is I didn't think the dream was she was going to dream
all the way.
Yeah, if we look at it from an athletic point of view, she has always been a high jumper, yeah. But this one, what is this one called?
Pole vaulting.
Yeah, pole vaulting.
The one where you go and flip over.
That one. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wish her the best. I know she will flip over. She will jump over. Whatever she lands will be better than where she is.
True. That is true.
Where she is, we shall give her all the support.
Okay.
Yeah, what I know is, I don't know how risky it is to mention it here on your interview. What I know is change is necessary. So whoever delivers it, may it be.
Okay.